Hi, this is Bruce Buffer, and you're listening to the Brats and Beard Podcast.
Hello, tailgaters. Welcome back to the Brats and Beers podcast. We are excited to bring you another very special interview guest today. We have a former Olympic gold medal sprinter that recently started a transition into becoming a professional rugby player. He attended George Mason University and is also an avid turtle supporter and began the Golden Tortoise Rescue Foundation in 2019. Tailgaters, please help us welcome gold medalist David Verburg to the show today.
Woo! Oh, better not wake the baby. Thank you for having me. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you for joining us. Also a shout out to Matt Dreswicki for connecting us. You guys were playing some rugby this past weekend together.
Yes. I was just talking to Matt. I was talking through DM the other, just a few hours ago.
Okay.
Up some workouts. So, great guy, man. He's really cool.
Yeah,
cool. So,
I went to high school with him, and he was like, "Yeah, he's like, I was playing some rugby. He's like, you guys should talk to this guy." I'm like, "I'm down. So
I appreciate that. Man.
Well, we appreciate you. And one thing, I think we're gonna start off on the turtle foot here. So we got to talk about some of this stuff and this turtle stuff going on in your life. And what was that?
I said, let's jump in. Let's do it.
So as I mentioned, in 2019, you started the Golden Tortoise Rescue Foundation, and you rescued a turtle in traffic and it went viral. And then you ended up on the Ellen show. Did you have a previous love for turtles, or did it just kind of happen all in the moment there?
No, I've always loved turtles. I had the little one that everyone makes mistakes with when they were growing up. And then I've lived in Florida. I lived in Florida at the time for years. And so they're always in the road. So, I would stop and pick them up all the time. That wasn't just a one-day thing. It just so happened to be I had my friend recorded that day because I was in the intersection and something happened. I wanted proof that wasn't just a crazy Florida man in traffic. There was a reason, why I'm in the road. I'm not just...
You'd be one of those crazy Florida stories that everyone hears about all the time.
Exactly. Like a Florida man in traffic. Like, there it goes. Man. Like, no, there was reason. So that's why I was reported in the first place. And then it all just kind of ping-ponged and happened after that. It was kind of just random how it even ended up viral or Ellen show or any of that. So. Yeah,
that's awesome. How was the Ellen show? Was she mean to her staff like everyone's saying? I'm just kidding. You don't have to answer that. You don't have to.
No. So funny enough, I get asked a lot, and they could have been faking it for me, but once again, I'm not high enough on the totem poles where they would need to fake it. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
Everyone said that that I met down for they said they liked her, said they enjoyed being there. Everyone seemed happy. Now they could have all been lying. Who knows? I don't know, but who likes their boss all the time? I know. True. I sure don't. So
that is a great point.
And she sells happiness. So if you sell happiness, you have to be happy 100% of the time. And the second you tell somebody to do something they don't like it, now all of a sudden Ellen's a bitch. So
exactly.
Who knows? But from my experience, she was great. So I can only thank her. So
there's always two sides to every story, for sure.
Exactly. So from my experience, it was all clean, all good on my end. So.
Awesome. Well, can you dive into some more about what your foundation does, for rescuing turtles and everything?
No, for sure. So it started off when I was in Florida. It was going to be roadway removal and just helping tortoises cross. So I'd have people sign up, and we kind of walk a stretch of about a mile of a known area that I kind of marked out that tortoises are known, kind of help them cross. Now, since I had moved to Georgia and I'm about to actually move again, just kind of how life works. When I moved here, I started helping people adopt tortoises and reptiles. So they come to me and people will be like, hey, I have a tortoise. We're going to let it go. We don't know what to do with it. So I'll give it to a home, find a place for it, find somebody that can take care of it rather than it just getting, tossed outside or anything like that.
Yeah.
I'm about to move to Texas where there are actually more tortoises and more turtles around. So I'm going to go back to the same thing I did in Florida as far as the roadway removal, helping them cross the street. providing funds to people that find them injured. So getting them to the vet care, getting them in places where they can get the help they need. And I'm still going to do the adoption, so people can still come to us as a source. Like, hey, we either want to, take care of an animal, or we like want to get rid of one. And I'm kind of just like that guy to help them get them in the right homes, rather than them going to a shelter and nobody knows how to take care of them in a shelter, and usually end up dying because it's a reptile and needs specific care. So kind of that was a shelter for it.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's so cool. Like, I don't even think about like turtles going to like rescue homes or like shelters or anything like that. Like, you always think like cats and dogs. I'm like, I don't even like think about turtles going to.
I think it's probably a lot more popular down south.
Yeah, where there's more. There's not just snappers in our lakes up here.
Hey, David, Michelangelo, Leonardo, Donatello, or Raphael? Which one?
Oh, Raphael.
Good choice.
Raphael, I like it. Well,
David, how do I get my hands on one of them magnets? Those this car stops for turtles.
Oh, just say the word. I can send one out to you.
All right.
They're actually more made. Yeah, I'll get some more made. Oh, those are a big hit. So I can send one out for sure.
That'd be awesome.
Those are free to give out to people. Just kind of I encourage people to do the same thing. Like, that was the whole purpose of starting it, because if you see it, just stop. It takes safely, of course. It takes a couple seconds to just pick it up and keep it pushing. Magnets is kind of way to people to kind of become aware of, that mental note, like, okay, maybe we should stop, maybe we will stop, and just So for sure, I'll let someone out. Send them out for sure.
Dude, I love it, man. I'm not joking. Turtles are my favorite animal. I do the same thing up here, but it's different up here. There's no tortoises up here.
Yeah,
that are wild at least. But no, I love it. That's awesome. You started that. Thank you.
That's so cool.
We just become best friends. I think we did.
We just become yup.
I was gonna ask you if you think, do you think you should be a character in Mario Kart because you're fast and you could like take the turtle shells and throw them at people to win the races?
Hucking them at people.
I'd be all for that. That'd be great. I love Mario Kart. I've lost some friendships over Mario Kart. Nice high school, man. I'm telling you.
That's funny. That's funny. Are you? It looks like Drew might be freezing. But are you familiar? Do you know Turtle Man? The guy who was he was on, like, I don't know if it was like TLC or whatever he was on. Yeah.
So the guy from Kentucky, right?
Yeah.
The one like, so one like live action.
Live action.
So live action. So crazy enough, I used to live in Kentucky when I was younger, and he was from like, I want to say like 6 counties over. But I never met him or anything like that. But I remember when it exploded, I definitely watched it.
That's too funny.
Man. Oh man, yeah.
He's
live action.
Yeah, that's hilarious. He's something else. He was pretty fun to watch though. But are you familiar with this will be the last turtle question, I swear. But do you know?
Nah, man.
Do you know the zombie kid? Have you ever seen that video where they asked like the kid dressed up as a zombie, and he says, he just goes, "I like turtles," but like they're like, "Do you like zombies or whatever?" He's like, "I like turtles."
I like turtles. Yeah.
I'm just picturing you at one of your like press conferences for your foundation, and they're like, "Why did you start this?" And you're just like, "I like turtles."
No, honestly, so I got stopped in LA like on the way home from like a reporter randomly, and I was tired. I had been up all night. Like, he was, and they're like, "Yeah, so what?" I was like, "Yeah, I really like turtles." They're like, "Yeah, no, like, what happened?" I was like, I like turtles. Like, they're like, okay. So when I tell you, I was like exhausted, like past exhausted. Yeah, it was by far the worst interview I've ever done.
That is hilarious.
David, you are the zombie kid.
Yeah. That's too funny. I think the name of this episode might become "I Like Turtles." I don't know.
I'm all for it. I'm not even mad.
That's too.
I was
funny.
actually trying to get on. So there's a team, the loggerheads for the sevens. I was really trying to get on that team, and I found out I was on the Loonies. Like, don't get me wrong, they were great.
Yeah.
When we first picked the team, I was like, I was like this close to like emailing them, like, is there a way I can like? But I didn't want to like. I was just happy to do that. So I was like, let me not seem ungrateful or ruin any chances or anything like that. But I was just close enough to be like, if there's a way I could be in that team, make it happen. But
that would have been perfect for the brand. Perfect, but
seriously, perfect. Too funny. But you know what? Hey, everything happens for a reason.
It does. Diving into your professional career, I guess, a little bit and kind of talking about it already, but I mean, you used to be a sprinter, or I guess I'm not sure if you still compete at all. And now you're converting into rugby, and that's what we were kind of talking about. What drove you to kind of change sports, and like what's been kind of like the hardest transition for you?
Oh wow, drove me. I had retired from track in 2019, 2020. I had been dealing with a couple of Achilles injuries on my left foot, and being a 400-meter runner at my stature, running on a busted spring, which is what I was doing at that point. I was just putting too much force in the ground for the type of training I was doing at that point, like the hard track, the tight turns. It just wasn't conducive to healing. And then mentally, I just wasn't in it anymore. I had reached way further than I thought I would when I started. And I didn't do everything I wanted to do, but I did more than I thought I was going to do, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So looking back, I was like, I can't be mad at what I've done. And looking ahead, I don't see if I have anything left to achieve that I have more to put out. If I'm putting out all this time and money and just mentally grinding through for the next 4 years in track, like, can I do that? And I was like, I can't. So I retired. I still love the sport before I started hating it. And I had seen rugby played in 2016 when I went. Like, that was the first time I was there. And I knew about 15s. That was the first time I'd really seen sevens like that. I'm like, oh, there's a whole faster, shorter game. There's quicker people. And I'm like, okay. So I started watching it more. I knew about Carlin Isles. I talked to him there. And I knew he had ran track a little bit and then transitioned into rugby. And so I just started watching more. And I moved up to Atlanta. It's really heavy in Atlanta. There's a lot of great clubs, a lot of life universities here. They have a great program. So I was like, and I tried to get involved in Florida, but it just wasn't happening. The club didn't respond back and it just didn't happen. So I'm like, whatever. Yeah. I moved up here, and an old white rugby club had open practice. So I'm like, okay, let me see what it's about. And I loved it. I was like, crap, like, this is great. It was like organized chaos. And forgive me for saying it if that's probably inappropriate in the rugby world, but that's what it felt like to me. It felt like schoolyard football, but at its best. I don't know. It was great. Yeah. Kicking or tackling or running. I was loving it from the start.
Well, I still don't know how to play it, so it's all right. It seems like a big hodgepodge to me too, so it's all right.
David, I saw something as a quote. It says, "Football is a gentleman's game played by ruffians, and rugby is a ruffian's game played by gentlemen." There you go.
That seems about right. That seems about right for sure.
How is your, what have you had to do to like your body? Are you like putting on like weight or like muscle? Like, I guess what's the difference between, obviously you're getting hit and stuff and that's not happening during your races. So I guess what kind of transition?
Yeah, for real. No, definitely putting on weight just because I had to stay at a certain weight just to get around the track, but now I need to put on weight to take hits and last through these games. So I am putting on weight. So I changed my diet a little bit, eating more calories, changed my weight program, did less long runs, more just focus on just kind of like burst sprinting, throwing a couple Broncos here and there, just for some fun. But other than that, the hardest transition has been like the lateral movements. I'm running in a straight line all the time, and now I have to be able to cut, stop at a dime, and then keep going. And so that's completely different, than what I'm used to. I'm used to getting, as much time I need to slow down and accelerate, and it's all under my control. Whereas now I need to be at top speed in 2 steps, and then I have to decelerate and then go in. So just getting used to that movement, and then I went from a completely individual sport to the ultimate team game. I have to know what my teammates doing. I have to know what the defense is doing. I'm on offense and defense. While I'm playing. So so much is going on. Whereas track, I can focus, on one thing. So just mentally, just wrapping my mind around everything has been probably the biggest challenge. Physically, I can handle everything and getting used to it. Yeah. But mentally, just getting used to the game, the pace.
Do you like the team aspect to it? Like coming from like being so individually focused, like are you enjoying it or is that like is it hard?
I love it. No,
Yeah.
I love it. Like it's hard in the sense that I wanna be better than I am right now, and like that's frustrating for me. Like I want to be as good at rugby as I was track right now. Like, but there's a whole learning. So that's the frustrating part. So I make sure I ask questions for teammates. I make sure I'm communicating and talking. But I love it. Like I love the teammate aspect. I love like the captain runs and the whole aspect of it has been great. It's been, and the rugby community as a whole has been real welcoming, and so it's been a real good transition.
Are they having rugby in the next Olympics, and are you going to be there, David?
They are having it in the next Olympics, and God only knows. My plan is to just keep playing, keep getting better. Keep going to tournaments. And keep being in the right places, and who knows what could happen.
The answer is yes, David.
Yes. We want to hear yes.
The plan is to be there. I don't want to. That's why I started playing rugby instead of joining like a rec basketball league. I wanted to be able to compete at the highest level in another sport. And I would be the first person to do that. To my knowledge, if I'm wrong, somebody can misquote me. But I don't think anybody has ever competed in the Olympics in track and then gone to another summer sport even and compete in a team sport like that. Because usually people go summer or winter.
Yeah.
I don't know too many that have gone summer, and then in a different sport. So I'll be one of breathing rare air right there.
That'd be amazing. So, incredible.
Yeah, so I'll be breathing rare air. As my friend Adrian Vaughn says. So honestly, yeah, that's the goal. If that happens, yeah, and if it doesn't, God knows I gave everything trying to get there. So
yeah.
Good point.
I love that. Do you? Oh, Drew, you can go.
Well, I apologize to all the rugby listeners, but I just want to dive into rugby, David. So, like Sean said, I don't really know all the rules, but I have a pretty good grasp on it. So, what is your strategy coming out? You said, because it's nonstop play, pretty much, right? Besides for the kicks. So, what is your guys' strategy? When you
David's like, give me the ball and I'm running as fast as I can.
So right
you
now,
can only now. Go ahead, David.
Oh yeah, so right now I'm at the wing, so I'm at that outside guy. Basically, my job is to get the ball and be as fast as I can on the outside and be the outside containment. So my plan is I've been really focusing on like how am I going to be the best wing though, like how am I going to do that, like how am I going to use my speed to my best advantage. So I'm really working on my field vision, really working on cutting to the outside and cutting back in and being evasive while still being able to maximize my speed to its full potential. So doing a whole lot of cuts, like I'm not a juker. By doing that, I kind of minimize what I'm able to do to help the team out. So I'm working on my weave pattern, working on being real evasive and with longer strides, working on defensively. I need to be a bigger asset on the wing. I'm the last containment guy. So working on tackling. So I'm working on taking hits. I started boxing. A lot of people in my family are real big in boxing. My sister Andrea is a ringside fight physician for MMA, professional fights. So I go boxing with her and like with my brother who's does Muay Thai. Just working on even just field vision, taking hits, and just getting used to contact.
Yeah.
But for me on the field, just trying to get better, being there for the offloads, getting used to hitting the hard lines and being able to see where the lines are between the defense is like something I've really been focusing on. Because if I'm able to help my team, now I'm a better player because it's such a team game that if I'm running fast all day, but I'm not even there to support my teammate, then I'm kind of useless out there. It's not a one-man show.
Yeah.
Great.
Have you taken any like crazy hits yet that have like messed you up? Like, welcome to the sport. Like,
So my first rugby sevens tournament in April. It was one of the later games, like one of the last games. I was tired. I had been going full tilt all day, and this guy was coming just straight at me, and I hadn't really practiced tackling a whole lot at all, really. I played football in high school. That was 30 years ago at this point, it seems like. We had done some tackling drills, but not a lot. And so I'm right in front of him. I don't get low. I try to high tackle, and he lowers his shoulder and just barrels into me, and I like latch on and kind of like drag him down, but he, you know, it was ugly, and he smacked me with everything. So I get up, like my ears ringing a little bit. I'm walking like, holy shit. I'm like, all right, okay. I was like, this is it, huh?
We're here. We're here. Welcome.
Know, like, yeah. Let me know. Like, this is it. But also let me know, like, all right, like, I can do it.
Yeah,
you know, like, I can, because he was terrible, ran over me, and I was like, all right, but I can be here though. I can take it.
Wow, nice. What's kind of like your recovery methods? Like, I guess what are you doing after practices or like your games or your matches? I guess or.
Coconut water. I started down in coconut water just for the electrolytes. Coconut water, watermelon. And then I ice bath. I'm really heavy on the Epsom salt first, and then I ice bath. I'll jog afterwards, like right afterwards. It doesn't even matter how sore I am, how beat up, just to run it out. You know, you don't want to go from a high intense game to sitting, especially because you're sitting for, tournaments are always far away. Even if you're sitting in the car for 30 minutes, you're sitting in that crunch position. Yeah. Now your hips are tight. So I try to stretch and jog right afterwards just to kind of treat it like track, treat it like I did a hard workout, trying to do that shakeout right afterwards. Put my legs up 5-10 minutes, let them drain out a little bit. And then it's just recovery, then it's just water, ice bath, and just eat, refuel, peanut butter and jelly right before bed, and then call it a night,
Peanut butter and jelly.
It's all about
I love it.
Yeah.
Nice. Love
old
it.
School peanut butter and jelly, strawberry preserve, creamy peanut butter, call it a day.
David, so what would be the benefit to kicking the ball versus, okay, so if a player gets tackled, you can only tackle the person, you can only hit someone who has the ball, correct?
Mm-hmm.
And so when they go down, they have to get rid of the ball, right? Mm-hmm. So why don't you just hold on to the ball and wait till your teammate comes around and pass him the ball?
So you have to, as soon as you get tackled, as soon as you up to ground, you have to release it. So that's why you see like everyone back in like the candlestick or back, putting it back as far as they can towards their players back on the ground. Because as soon as you're on the ground, you have to release the ball. And somebody has to be there to pick it up. That's how people can poach the ball. So if I release the ball, right, and let it go, and nobody's there for my team, they can come over top, snatch the ball, and now the defense has it. So that's why it's so quick to have somebody to the breakdown. So you want another guy coming in. So as soon as I'm down presenting the ball, they're there being able to pick it up, and dish it out to the next guy. At the same time, that's why the offload is so important. So while I'm going down, if I see an option that's not going to screw us, right? So if I see that a player is running on, or if I see that, my team is right here, and if I can, get an arm loose or somehow get into, accept the tackle and then somehow get it off to my teammate, I need to be looking for those options as well. So you're looking for two options, really looking for, who's near me. That's why I see players like holding the ball right here in the middle, getting ready to dish it left or right, even into the tackle. So as I'm coming in, like, can I still give an option somewhere?
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. So, and you can only throw backward passes, right? But what about kicking? Can you kick forward?
And that's why people decide to kick. So
okay.
Kick it forward. So you can have like a clearing kick where you click it up and over. You have a grubber. That's what you see in kicking on the ground. So you kick it on the ground. You usually get like, you have a nice little roll, and then 1 or 2 bounces will pop up. And so the purpose of that is, as a wing, let's say I see there's 2 guys on me, right? But I see a gap, and I can kick it through, and I know I'm fast enough to kick it and run because I know they can't tackle me, right? So I'm kicking it through the defense and kick and chase. So I'm kicking it, and we're all just racing now at this point. Who can get to the ball quicker?
Interesting.
That makes sense.
Well, what is it? What's it called when they like lift people in the air? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
I think that's rugby.
I think it's a lift. Yeah, I think you're talking about the lineouts. So that's
yeah.
Lifting the forward.
Yep.
Yeah, you could get some rugby people mad at me testing my knowledge. But yeah. That's the lineouts to the lifts. So yeah,
okay.
They'll do the lineout when it goes out of touch.
I also didn't do a very good job explaining it, so you can blame that on me too.
I think I passed, so I think it's good.
Back in the day, I think on PS2, I bought a rugby game, and me and my brother were like, "Oh, this rugby game is going to be amazing," and we had no idea how to play, so it just became button mashing where we just push buttons, and like we never knew how to score. We had no idea. It was a fun game for about a week, but.
So funny enough, I have a rugby game right now on my Xbox because especially when I started, I was like, I have no idea what I'm doing, right? So I was like, let me get this at least so like, I'll play the game, start learning positions, at least start, and it actually helped. It actually helped. I'm not gonna lie.
Funny. I believe it. This is my last rugby question. Is well, I forgot it now, so now I gotta think about it. No, okay, so. You mainly throw underhand passes, but can you throw overhand backwards, or is it just way too heavy? The footy.
Technically, like, and someone out there, if you're hearing this, correct me if I'm wrong. Technically, I think you can. I don't think there's a rule because you can, as long as it's going backwards, like I can toss it, do whatever backwards. So if you can grip it and throw it backwards that way, I feel like you can. People probably get mad at you just because then it looks like a football and nobody wants that, right?
Right. Get that
but
out of here.
yeah, nobody wants that. But no, I think technically you can though. Any way you can get it backwards to your teammate, you can get it there. I believe.
Interesting. All right, I have one more too. Because I've seen this. It's when everyone gets together and then like they just look like they're like
it's called a scrum, Sean.
The scrum. They're in the scrum, and everyone looks like they're not even doing anything, and then magically some guy just pops out of nowhere, just runs away with the ball.
So the reason that was so you have like your group of men here and a group here, and they're just locked in. So you get like that's why it looks like they're going anywhere because they're really just fighting back and forth, gaining inches. Sometimes you see them plow over, but usually they're pretty evenly matched. So it's going back and forth, and you can only move the ball with your feet. And so that's why you see them kind of shuffling with their feet. You can only move the ball with their feet. And then you have the scrum half come in who can only grab it once it's clear of everyone's feet, right? So once it's past that last forward's feet, then you can grab it. That's why you see them pop in. And they're usually a shorter player, right? So they're, hiding back there. They're popping in and they're dishing the ball out and clearing it out of there.
Okay. That makes sense. I mean, I feel like that would take like forever if everyone was just evenly matched. Like it just takes 30 minutes to get the ball out. But
exactly. That's at first I thought that too. I was like, is this how they actually move the ball down the field? There's no way. But yeah, so you'll see them pop the ball in on the side. And so once they pop it on the side, they run to the back, the scrum half, and then they're moving it with their feet. Once they move it, once it clears out with their feet, then boom, you get the ball cleared out.
God, Matt's gonna hate me for asking these questions, man.
Like, how does this because the play doesn't stop? So is it when the ball's out of bounds or a foul, or how does the scrum?
Oh Lord. Okay, so scrum happens when
we can always take this out if you want.
No, it's not. I'm trying to think. Of all the reasons the scrum can happen. I know the line out is when it goes out of touch. That's when you have the line out when you throw it in. A scrum is for a knock on. Or is that a penalty? I believe it's for a knock on. 15s. So that's when the player knocks it forward. Then you have a scrum to finish to fix it, and the opposing side gets to put the ball in and then resets it because you knocked it on. I believe that's correct. Okay. I hope I'm right. I'm gonna look it up.
Sounds right to me.
It sounds right. If not, I'm damn close. I'm probably so. I'm pretty sure that's it. I'm pretty sure it's for a knockoff.
I like it. Have you had any like big setbacks in your career? Whether I guess most likely, I mean, your Achilles injuries you were saying are those probably the biggest setbacks you've had, like as far as recovery goes? And
yeah, that was probably like the biggest setback. Oh no, actually, in 2016 I had my biggest setback. So the Olympic year, in fall training, I broke my wrist during practice, so I wasn't able to lift for a while. I was in a big old cast, and this was Olympic year. And I know that everybody's doing literally everything possible to make this team, and I'm in a cast. And it was for a stupid reason. Like I was playing football with some friends at practice before coach got out there. And I jumped up to throw off the ball, and I fell. And long story short, I broke my wrist. But in the end, that was big. I had to change up my entire way I was lifting. Basically, I had to go to band work, just different ways to lift. I still had to lift.
Yeah.
I just couldn't use my arms. So that was really hard just to get through, even mentally, knowing that I'm not getting all the potential out of my training as possible. And I know other people are doing more than I am at this point, and that was really getting to me. And then fast forward during the Olympic trials and on through the Olympics, I was dealing with plantar fascia in both my feet. Right when especially it felt like somebody sticking a knife in the bottom of my foot basically every time I walk. So and I have like little micro tears in my heel. So it was not fun. It was one of those like, we're here, so you got to get it done type of situations. So that was a big step back, and just getting through that, like just physically making yourself do something that your body's telling you not to was really hard for sure.
Damn. So you've had some injuries. Damn.
Yeah. Have some grinders.
Damn.
Did you at least block the ball when you went up to block it?
I did.
All right. So, it's all worth it then. It's all good.
That is like the kind of achievement. And I jumped too high. Like honestly, jumped too high than I expected. I started floating backwards a little bit. It was impressive. Wasn't worth it, no, but it wasn't impressive for sure.
Take the good and the bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. You didn't get the ball.
Yeah.
Well, I got to call you out a little bit because I saw like an Instagram quote or something. I can't remember, but it was like, your coaches didn't believe in you back in high school and look where you are now. But you did pretty good in high school, right?
Actually, not really. I did get my senior year. Like I did get really like the last like probably 6 months of my senior year. Before that, I wasn't really all that recruited. I had a Division III coach tell me, like, sit there and tell my parents and tell me like, I might as well sign with him because no D1 coaches are gonna want me.
Oh wow, what's his name?
Yeah, no. To this day, my dad sends him like press clippings. To this day, my dad sends him press clippings of like everything that happened. Like
that's
everything.
Awesome.
I love it. But so yeah, like I wasn't highly recruited out of high school. And then one track meet. After I'd already signed the Mason, I dropped top times in the state in all three events, the 1, 2, and the 4. I was like number 1 in the state after that weekend. And then I got better from there. But yeah, like it was like a 6-month stint. And it was like good, but I wasn't really all that recruited. And in college, my first 2 years, I was kind of just there. I didn't make nationals individually. I wasn't, a big hitter like that. I won our conference, but our conference wasn't anything major, like, any big deal. And I won with the 46, which was fast for me, but in the grand scheme of track and field, wasn't anything crazy. And then my junior and senior years when I had my big breakthrough and I was like, really stepped my training up. I dropped a second each year really after that in the 400, which was pretty hard to do.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just training. My mentality changed. My mentality about training changed. That was like the big deal, was treating training like it was a track meet, not just training, but like, what can I get out of this workout? Not just like, can I get out of the workout? Like, can I get in, get out? But like, what am I here doing? Like, every rep was like, should be like my race, and treating it like, so my whole mentality changed. And that really, I saw the biggest difference when that happened, when I started treating my practice like it was actually beneficial, not just something my coach is forcing me to do, was actually treating it like it was something for me. And that was the big difference changer for me.
Damn.
That's awesome. And that's what leads me to when you got the call to be selected for the first leg. Were you in awe or what happened?
Yeah. Honestly though, so that call, I didn't think I was running. So that was my break onto like USA's back in 2013, my first USA team, getting all that. I didn't think I was going to get that call. I had ran the night before. I was just happy to be there. And then I had went out, done whatever. Had a great time. And then the next day, like, coach was calling, like, all right, David, you're leading off. What? I was like, oh, God. Oh, like, I'm almost pissed my pants. Like, mind you, I just mentally wasn't in the spot. I thought I was done. So now I'm finding out I have to get back out there and lead off. So I'm literally about to shit myself. Excuse me.
No. We swear all the time. It's perfectly fine.
Okay. Yeah, like that was like the most terrifying, but like rewarding call of my life. There was so many mixed emotions, just dread and excitement. Like I didn't know whether to cry or scream in that moment. It was so many ups and downs because I was not prepared, but I was at the same time. So it's
amazing.
It was
God.
Congratulations.
That's awesome.
That's amazing.
I do want to ask you, we've had a couple different Olympians on the podcast so far, and we want to ask about the Olympic Village. So we've heard it from a couple different people. We just want to ask again, is it as crazy as you've heard or as we've heard?
Yes. Yeah. So everything you've heard is probably true. I don't know what you've heard, but it's probably probably true. I mean, you have so many different people there from so many different walks of life. It's such a high caliber of athlete. You know, everyone there is the best in their country. You know, like that. Just even wrapping your mind around that in their sport, they're the best in their country at their sport. So just even thinking about that. So you're walking by people that's the best thing, you know, it's just even being in that environment. Wow. So you have these talented athletes with high levels of testosterone, and it's a lot, you know, there's a lot of partying, a lot of, you know, it's a lot. There are, the rumors are true, there are condom dispensers. This threw me off. There are condom dispensers as you're leaving like the bathroom, as you're leaving the mess hall. And it's like bubblegum free. Just you know, you just take, most people took them for souvenirs. You would see people like, you'd always notice like the time people took them. People took them at breakfast and stuff like that. They're taking home for souvenirs. People taking them dinner time, you'd be looking like,
yeah, I know.
Oh,
where are you going?
Okay. But yeah, it was wild.
I'm just picturing you going to like the bathroom, and then you know how like when you go to the club and there's like a guy in there who's handing out like cologne and like gum and stuff, and there's just one in the bathroom. His only condoms he hands out.
If I took one, people would be like, that kid's using it by himself.
He would be a solo star.
He'd grab it and then turn around and tell everyone. He'd be like, "Hey guys, look what I just grabbed."
For sure. Oh, that's good.
That's hilarious.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, no, it was an amazing experience, man. Olympics was great. It was a once in a lifetime experience. Hope to go back just to be in that environment.
Yeah, that's so cool. Drew, I think you wanted to touch on his diet, right?
Yeah, I love your Instagram videos, the vegan chef, man. You're killing it. Where'd you get those glasses? You look just like that.
I found them at like some random shop, like, you know, one of those random like Ross or something like that. And I found multiple pairs. Like I found a couple pairs of them before. And I wear them out just to wear them. I love those things. I don't know where he got them, but I love them. So thank you, Salt Bay, for showing me those.
Yeah, Salt Bay. The one you cut the pineapple, I was dying, man. I'm like, what is this guy doing?
I did it the first, like one time, just goofing off. Like I was cutting a watermelon, and I just started kicking off. And my friend was weak, and I was like, I'm gonna record this. And then it just kind of took a life of its own, to the point now, like I do. It's funny how life works. I kind of just go with it. Same with track. I started track because girls get to travel on the bus, and I wanted to be in shape for soccer, you know. And like it just kind of I started the videos just to be funny, and now I have like some. I work with different brands for some products. I do meal prep for people now. So I do some vegan meal prep for people. So I do some private dinners now. People book me, and I do the whole charade for the private dinner.
That's awesome.
So yeah, it became a life of its own. Yeah. So you just, when life gives you lemons, you
cut them and make a video. Yeah. What's his name? What did you say his name was?
Is it?
I don't know his name. You know, he's known as Salt Bay. It has to be
Salt Bay. Oh yeah. Did he reach out to you?
So he's liked a video before, so I know he's seen it, and then I went and challenged him to a cook-off. Because what he makes is just basic shit. I'm not gonna lie. It's just basic food. He's real antic about it. So I cannot cook him. So I messaged him. He didn't respond back. It's gonna happen though.
He's scared. He's scared. We're calling him out.
Hey, look, I'm calling him out right now.
I'm gonna tag him. I'm tagging him in all of our posts that we do for this.
I'm gonna beat him at his own game.
Making it happen.
How you can beat your own game with vegetables. I'm gonna beat him with And that's the most disrespectful thing. I'm gonna beat him with veggies.
You smack him with some broccoli.
With broccoli.
Oh my God, that's awesome. That is too funny. When did you become vegan? Or like, and what made why did you change?
Been vegan for 4 years now.
Okay.
And honestly, the change was because let's plug my computer in here. Checking for his thing.
Oh no, you're fine.
The change was because I started doing a lot of work with foundations. Working with animals, and people would be like, "Oh, so you love animals?" Like, yeah, I love animals. You know, dog, rescue dogs. Like, I had horses going up, like, turtles. You know, and they'd be like, "Oh, you're vegan." I'm like, "Oh, no, I just had a burger. I just had some chicken wings." And like, I started thinking, like, damn, that's kind of hypocritical. You know, like, I feel like a hypocrite. I'm saying I love animals, and I'm petting and protecting this one, but then I go and like help kill this one, right? And it'd be different. I will say this publicly. I will say it's different if I was. I'm not even getting into that. They'll kill me. That's another conversation for off. For factory farming in the dairy industry is terrible, right? And so I felt like contributing, like I'm being a hypocrite, and so that's why I was like, maybe I can cut it out, right? Maybe I can do meatless Monday, and then I realized that the alternatives weren't that bad. You know, I wasn't shriveling up and dying like everyone said I was going to. I was still able to lift. I was still fast. And then I was like, all right. And then it also became like a personal challenge, right? Because it's hard to eat that way. You know, it's hard to stick to a strict diet like that. It's hard to not be able to just eat whatever. So it was kind of at that point it became like a little personal, almost like not even mission, but just kind of keep me humble, keep me focused. Yeah. You know, kind of you need a little hardship in life, right? You know, everything doesn't need to be great, you know. Yeah. So eating just for the hell of it wasn't always great. So now I'm eating for purpose, and I'm focusing a lot more on what I'm eating, because like why am I eating this? What is it doing? Yeah. So I feel like that's helped me just become a healthier athlete and just person, because now I have to focus on what I'm eating. Before I just ate whatever, right? I would literally go and eat whatever, didn't really care, because it didn't really matter. Now I'm a little more focused on what I'm putting in my body. So that I think it's taught me a lot. It's just about being more mindful of my nutrition, not just eat just for comfort, but eat to fuel.
Yeah. Awesome.
No, that is really cool though. Just like you said, anytime you challenge yourself like that, it's a good feeling when you accomplish it. A diet is really hard.
Diets are hard. Yes.
Yeah, it's extremely hard, you know, and I think that it's just you know, life gets easy. It's easy for sometimes, and so to have something you want to stick to, and to stick to a strict diet and keep yourself accountable, you know, on a daily basis is good. Yes. You know, just to hold yourself.
Yeah, that's why I'm drinking Michelob Ultra.
All that I'm not mad at it. I'm a Heineken fan, so
that's funny. Well, if you don't mind, I kind of want to do like a quick, like rapid round of questions, if you don't mind.
Yeah, good.
Just to, all right. Well, we'll just kick it off. I'm going to ask beer or wine?
Beer.
Okay. Any specific beer that you, as a favorite?
Heineken, Red Stripe, or Corona.
Okay.
Nice.
Those are good choices. Would you rather win a race by a landslide or win a race by a photo finish?
Ooh, photo finish.
I
passed just because those are exciting, man. Those are exciting. Like, you got them. You know, like you should blow them. But photo finishes though, like, because I've had some, you dig for those. You earn them. Like,
I like it. What's your favorite vegan meal?
Favorite vegan meal is actually the double-decker Impossible Burger. I make the best Impossible Burger probably in the world. Yes, I'm very full. Yeah, probably in the world. No lie.
So, David, I'm getting married next year. Do you want to come make food at my wedding?
Yes, I do. Say less.
I want one of your Impossible Burgers on my wedding night.
You can make it happen. Make it happen.
I saw, now this is also Wikipedia, so I want to hear if it's true or not. But I saw your nicknames were Davy Crockett and Sanka. Is that true?
So the song,
I want to know about Sanka, because if it's Cool Runnings related, I'm all about it.
100% Cool Runnings related. I had dreads for the longest. In high school, like I had dreads, and somebody started calling me Sanka. As like a nickname. And I loved the movie. Like that really inspired my whole Olympic journey. It really was cool running, just doing that. And so I ran with it. I took it. That was my middle name on Facebook. It still is. It says
wow.
David Sanka Verburg. It still is, I believe, unless they changed it when they verified it. I hope not.
That's awesome.
But yeah, people thought it was my middle name for years. People to this day, I still think it's my middle name. And Davy Crockett is because my family is a bunch of assholes. To be honest, I was raised in Kentucky for a while, and then moved to Wyoming, and so been in some country places in Tennessee, and so we hear the stories, and my name was David, right? And so they would call me Davy, and then somebody started to call me David Crockett, and I hated it. I hated it, and then it stuck. So when I lived down in Wyoming, they only know me as Davy. I think nobody even knows me as David there. They only call me Davy. And that's like, yeah, it was terrible. Terrible time. But yeah.
Sanka, you dead?
Yeah, you're dead, man.
Yeah, man. God, love that movie. Do you think so? We had Justin Gatlin on here, and we were wondering if do you think you could beat him in a race?
That's a little question. I'd be just in the race, man. It depends on the race. I'll tell you that.
I was gonna say it depends on the distance, probably. Yeah.
We start getting past 200, he got me, but we get to 205. I don't know. Anything below, I might even kid myself.
Yeah.
I can keep up. Don't get me wrong. Beat is close, but can I beat him? No chance, man. Even at I think he's 40, 39, 40, something like that.
Something like that.
Still cooking. Still dropping 9 seconds. So no, man.
Yeah.
Depends on the distance.
Yeah. Do you prefer outdoor events or indoor events?
Outdoor.
Outdoor?
Yeah, I like outdoor events. I like how it changes the variability of the game. I like how you have to adapt to the environment for outdoor events, whether that be running, rugby, whatever. I like that part of the aspect of the game, whatever it is. So I like outdoors.
Okay. What's your dream place or your favorite place that you've traveled to?
Dream favorite place. Honestly, my favorite place is Hawaii. And for one reason only. My grandmother used to live out there, and I have cousins out there still. But when you get off the plane in Hawaii, that's the only place that I've known that smells that amazing. You get off, I can't remember the name of the flower, some type of lily, I believe, but the whole place smells so good. You have the salt from the sea come in. You have this, this beautiful flower scent wafting through the air. Like it blows me away every time I land there. It's like just the smell alone. And I've never traveled and landed in a place that ever did that to me. I've been to some cool places, but nobody ever landed to get out of the plane and been like, what is this?
Yeah.
Maui or which island?
It was Oahu.
Oahu. Yeah.
Nice.
Oahu.
Do you have a favorite Instagram or Twitter account that you follow?
Oh, do I have a favorite? No, actually, I try to honestly limit my amount of time I spend on Instagram because I notice I do a lot of dumb scrolling. So I try to post my ish and then be off. But
you can call out some Instagram models too if you want, whatever you want to do.
No, I don't follow any Instagram models.
Oh yeah, we can cut that out.
No, there's this kid and his father and his dad that do these videos. I know he's on TikTok. I don't have TikTok, but I know he's on TikTok. I don't know his Instagram, but whenever I see him, he's hilarious. This is kid and his dad, and they just do dubs over scenes from movies, and they're hilarious. They're the funniest little duo ever.
I don't think I've seen that one. I'll have to try to find it.
I gotta remember his name, but no, they're funny. The kid is funny.
Do you have a favorite number?
Favorite number 9. Yeah,
number 9. Any
Yeah,
specific reason?
That was my number for football. It was my number for soccer.
Okay.
It's just just held me down.
Just the number. Okay. The last one I have for you is how many Krispy Kreme donuts do you think you'd be able to eat in an hour?
An hour? A dozen?
A dozen? Okay. We ask all of our guests that, so we just like to hear the responses.
Yeah, I could do a dozen in an hour because like anything past that, I feel like I would just feel just like I just couldn't do it.
Yeah.
I couldn't like physically get myself to do it. But I could do a dozen an hour. I could pace myself out because you already know when you first get a Krispy Kreme, eat one instantly. Like it's gone.
Yep.
So you have to get two because the first one disappears somehow, like as soon as you get it. It's like, holy shit, where'd they go?
You ate my donut.
You automatically like just like it never makes it. Like I swear, as soon as they hand it to me, just put it in my mouth. Like just throw it from the window in my mouth. That's where it's going instantly. So the first one's gone. So I already have then I have 11 to eat. So it's really just 11 in an hour. So yeah, I could.
Yeah, could do that. Could do that. Well,
what's
Drew,
the most anyone's ever said?
Oh my God, we had Georgia Ellenwood. Do you know her? She's a heptathlete in the Olympics, and she said like 40 or something. She was like, I could do like 40 or like 30 or so. I was like, that's a lot of donuts.
She would be Krispy Kreming out of her butthole if she did that.
Yeah, that's disgusting. 40 donuts? I thought I was a dozen. Maybe her mom did.
No, I think she was a little overzealous on that one.
Nah, 40 donuts. You're dying. I'm sorry.
There's no way.
Nothing good's coming up. Like,
No.
Something bad is gonna happen. Yeah. 40 donuts.
For sure. Well, that was my last one. Drew, do you have anything else?
No, just thank you so much for coming on, David. It's been an honor to talk to you. It's been really, really fun. Thank you.
This has been awesome.
Thanks for having me. It's been great.
Do you have any hard-hitting questions for us and our great athletic careers that we've had? No, I'm kidding.
What's your athletic background, both of y'all? Yeah,
I mean, basketball is, I guess, has been my main sport. I'm on the taller side, so I guess that's what I was kind of like built towards. So basketball, I would say I played football and soccer too in high school, but that's about it. I still play like rec ball and stuff as far as basketball goes, but I'm getting to the age now where everyone's like getting hurt around me, and I feel terrible after every game. So I'm like, I don't know how long that's gonna last. I roll my ankles all the time, so it's a rough life.
Understandable. I hit 30 and everything creaks and like
make
noises.
We're all in the same boat.
Drew was an all-star baseball player, though.
I played bench.
Drew, you had a good story, a baseball story though, right? About you catching a ball in the outfield.
I ran into the fence. But if coach would have put me in for a quarter, I would have won state, man. Uncle Rico.
Yeah. Oh,
would have
won state, man.
Would have won state.
That's great, man.
But yeah, thank you for coming on with us. This has been seriously awesome. It's been a pleasure. You are hilarious and super impressive. We're cheering on you to make it onto the Olympic team in 2024. We'll be there screaming for you. We're going to travel. We're going to come see you.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure talking to you guys. Stay in contact, please. For real. It's been great. So,
very awesome.
Will do. Thank you very much, David. Have a great night.
Thanks, David.
Appreciate it. Take care.
Search the game like your name Steve Verburg. This game time. Coach with a PT, B&B PC. Tap in and beat the Southpaw finna leave. Y'all shook it. Y'all know the name.